Next batch of articles. Ladies and gentlemen, to nobody's surprise, Ubisoft is back in hot water.
People donate because then Bruce Wayne doesn't have to answer as to why he runs around in a Party City costume at night instead of donating his wealth to helping the peons of Gotham.
Shout out to Iconic Blitz with the 5 get the subs. Thank you. According to Engadget, former Ubisoft executives are convicted in France. Courts found them complicit. For slow people, that means they did that shit. In a work for PS4 niggas, I know that's a big word. In a workplace rife with sexual assault and harassment. Say it ain't so, Ubisoft. Not only do a lot of your games suck, you guys just suck as fucking human beings. Let's read along. Fridge video game giant Ubisoft has been embroiled in a multi-year saga regarding a toxic company culture, multiple SA harassment investigations and harassment suits filed by former employees. In 2023, 5 former Ubisoft executives were arrested on various charges related to these investigations. On Wednesday, a French court sentenced 3 of them to suspended sentences for enabling a culture rife with sexual and psychological harassment. Former editorial vice president Thomas Francois was convicted on additional charges of attempted SA, meaning he was forcing himself on somebody, and received a suspended 3-year term. That's it. Suspended. I'm not gonna lie, if I'm on the board of investors, you gotta vote these niggas out, man. Because now what you're gonna have is a situation where people are forgiving, but they're only gonna forgive if they see that you're not enabling people. You just suspended them for a few years. What's that to a fucking multimillionaire? This nigga said a 3-year vacation. Just to put it in perspective, this man's probably worth millions. Oh, that's cool. 3-year vacation. I'm just gonna spend my money, go see the world. I'll come back in 3 years. So for some, you saw what happened with Splitgate when he wore that damn MAGA hat. Now the player count is down 80%. Nigga. That was just a hat. Some people are gonna see this and they're gonna see you're enabling SA and they're saying, I'm not gonna play your fucking games anymore. So just me personally, I give him a nice little severance package and say, get your ass on. Francois was alleged to have perpetrated a bevy of sexual assaults at the workplace and held a pattern of egregious sexual harassment. This is why a lot of their games are so mediocre. Instead of focusing on making better games, he's just being a fucking weird ass gooner. Various other executives, including former chief creative officer Serge Hascott and former games director, I don't know this French shit, bro, were sentenced to shorter suspended sentences. They also face fines up to $35,000. These convictions come years after anonymous reports of a toxic work culture at Ubisoft began spreading online, and the company launched an internal investigation. Maud Beckers, an attorney for the plaintiffs, celebrated the convictions as a victory against workplace harassment, saying, "This is a very good decision today and for the future," she added. For all companies, it means that there is toxic management. Managers must be held accountable. Employees can no longer let it slide. Imagine how many other Ubisoft games could have been good if these motherfuckers would have just acted right and been good leaders. This says to me that a lot of their employees were under stress because they were being sexually harassed, being psyoped, being bullied, and they can't even focus on their jobs. So fuck them. That's what I say. I'm going to end this article by saying, ladies and gentlemen, I know a lot of your favorite content creators don't say it because they're too busy on the internet talking about that's my ball and all this other derogatory, goofy shit when it comes to women. Chat, no means no. If they're not interested, get your ass on. And if you want some real advice too, you shouldn't be fucking with nobody in the workplace. You come to work to get your money. Don't make permanent decisions based off temporary emotions. Control your fucking self, bro. No means no. I feel like it goes without saying, but it's stupid, bro. Yeah, it's not hard, bro. It is not hard. You do not want to deal with that shit. Still can't believe they say that's my ball. They'll regret that shit in a couple years. They'll regret that shit. The motherfucker's gonna start realizing that shit is corny. Don't fuck where you make a buck type shit. What else I got for you? Oh, this is why this is the title. The title of my YouTube stream is How the Black Man Survived the Xbox Layoff. This is why. Marvel's Blade survives recent Xbox layoffs. That's right, the black man survives. For those unaware, last week, Microsoft laid off over 9,000 employees in the Xbox division. After raking in profits, as Phil Spencer says, also we checked the stocks. Their stocks are up, so I don't think he's lying. He has no reason to lie. But for some reason, they laid off 9,000 people and they shut down a bunch of studios, including the studio The Initiative, which was working on that game Perfect Dark, which was just announced in February at the Xbox Game Showcase. So like a few months later, they shut down the studio. The game is no longer coming. But one game that did survive, fortunately, is Marvel's Blade. Marvel's Blade fans can breathe easy as the game has survived the last round of Xbox layoffs. Spotted by The Gamer, Arcane's Leon's financial report confirms that Marvel's Blade is safe and sound. The report reveals that the production phase of Marvel's Blade was able to commence at the end of 2024 after the validation of the prototype. Fans will be happy to see that Arcane's Leon and their upcoming AAA title were not canceled amidst all the downsizing. What is Marvel's Blade about? Marvel's Blade is an upcoming single-player third-person game set in the heart of Paris where the players get to play as Eric Brooks, the legendary Daywalker. The title is being developed by Arcane Lion, who are responsible for the critically acclaimed first-person shooter from 2021, Deathloop. I believe that's also the team behind Dishonored. This is probably cause of the potential payoff that could be get the Marvel IP behind this game. I hope so. I want it to succeed. Marvel's Blade features an original story set in a quarantine zone in Paris, where a supernatural emergency is unfolding. If Blade's there, then vampires will be there too, terrorizing the citizens of Paris, forcing them to stay at home until sunrise. For those unaware, several Xbox studios were impacted by the recent, so at Call of Duty Studios turned 10 high, and these are all the studios that had layoffs. Glad at least one Blade is still in the works from the sound of it. Right. Where that fucking movie at, Kevin Feige? Especially after what James Gunn did. I know they sweating over there in Marvel. Get it together, Kevin Feige. I'm just happy this shit is coming. So yeah, that's still coming. Friendly reminder, we lost Black Panther though for fucking Skate 4. That game's bro, there's no way I just found you streaming randomly opening Twitch. Shout out to COD, your COD Ghost review from 12 years ago. I'm glad you found me 12 years later. I gotta ask you though, big dog. I always ask this. First of all, welcome to the stream, so don't take it as me coming at you. But I do gotta whoa, pause. I may have had some gamer subs, but I gotta ask you, 12 years later, did you ever check the description box of any of my videos? Because like it's not a secret I stream. I've been streaming for 13 years. It's in the description box of all my YouTube videos on every YouTube. I got 5 YouTube channels. Also, I stream on YouTube as well, but I guess better late than never. Welcome back. Better late than never. Is Skate 4 even actually coming out? Yeah, I covered some previews a few days ago. I feel like most of these new terms don't be making any sense. What do you mean new terms? I'm surprised he didn't ask what happened to your dreads. Let him be. Oh, positive news.
Thanks for the follow. To celebrate, a young N7 will be getting a thick Asari to swallow.
Shout out to you for the follow. In positive news, Daniel Casey, writer of Amazon's upcoming Mass Effect TV show, on how he discovered the franchise. I began playing video games much later in life, but I began playing video games because of Mass Effect.
I began playing video games much later in life.
Oh, you're not active? Oh, good, bro. Welcome.
Because of Mass Effect. I was struck by the enormity, you know what I mean? The scale, not just the game itself is big.
The world they crafted.
And explore, and the games have this incredible ensemble cast, but there was a depth and a resonance to the emotional storytelling of Mass Effect that really brought me in. And this isn't to say that I don't like shooters, actually I was a big, Star Wars Battlefront, fan, and I played that all through pandemic, believe it or not. Even though it had that kind of like that rollout that was like totally.
You get the gist of it. The reason I wanted to save this is I'm a big Mass Effect fan. I know there's a lot in the chat as well. I wanted to save this because it gives me hope for the show. First of all, it was a good sign Amazon picked it up because they've dropped more hits than misses. Amazon shows are usually really good. We know Amazon's got a big budget, which I said for Mass Effect, that's a show that's going to need a big budget because of the scale of the game and the world. But now this is another green flag because we got somebody who's the main writer of the show who's actually a big fan of the games. One of the problems with a lot of these adaptations is they're being made by people who are not of the culture. So this is a man of the culture. Not only was Mass Effect one of the first games that he played and he loved, he just admitted he also played the original Battlefront. So this guy's a gamer. I'm not saying the show will be good, but this gives me hope for it. This gives me hope for it. Unlike the Halo TV show, had Master Chief walking around with his helmet off and fucking losing his virginity. What the fuck does that have to do with fighting the Covenant, nigga? I don't give a fuck. This nigga's a virgin. That show is terrible. $100 million down the drain. Okay, like, so for one storyline, let's make it to where this nigga takes his helmet off and he reveals he's a virgin. Like, who cares, bro? This nigga should be fighting fucking space aliens and shit. We got a new Borderlands trailer. Be like, you could tell that show was not made by fans. Goofy ass shit, man. Oh my goodness. New Borderlands 4 trailer.
Thanks for the super chat.
Yo.
Donation will go towards a new pair of running shoes. I'll need those to get away from my stalker. Her name is Amy.
Shout out to
quasi-conspiracy.
Shout out to Arno with the super chat. How we doing today? We doing good on this Sunday. I appreciate the $10 super chat. You put me on the Dragon Age Veilguard. You might not like it, but I fuck with it. I thought Dragon Age was okay. I don't hate it. It was like a 6-7 to me. Like, I think it got overhated, but it also wasn't to BioWare standards. It was just a decent game. But if you like it, whatever. You allowed to dislike it. I mean, you allowed to like it. Don't bother me.
Oh, take that.
Screw you! Would you like to add a 2-year warranty for only $19.99? Thanks for shopping at Mass Market Appeal.
It's really going to be a different experience, allegedly. I hope so. I fucking hope so.
Did you see the third one?
It was okay. Deafening 2, Death to Meet You.
Is this a cinematics? Oh, it is.
I know, right? I hear in this one, a guy gets cut in half sideways, and you
shout out to Ren with the sub.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you a real ass nigga for that.
Nah, I didn't play Avowed. It wasn't my cup of tea.
Oh, no.
It's a sale!
But Mercenary Day's not for months.
It just came early!
I've never worked counter in a sale. I don't know what to do.
Keep pushing the warranties!
Why they dress like they work at Planet Fitness? It needs to bother you. We don't like single player games. Yeah, you're a fucking weirdo for playing single player games. Sausages. Man, I thought this was a gameplay trailer. I'm not watching this shit, bro. I don't care about this. I thought this was a fucking gameplay trailer. Oh, wait. Here's a gameplay overview from 3 days ago. That's what I was looking for. It says short. I just be saving stuff for the stream. I tell you, I don't be reading these articles before the stream.
This is why you don't fight sirens.
Looks like the pacing is a little bit faster.
I brought my entourage. Do your thing, ghosties.
I heard the Borderlands community is fucking with it heavy. The few Borderlands fans we have in the chat, everybody says they're fucking with it, so I believe it. I'm gonna be keeping my eye on this game, seeing what people say. This trailer seems much more fast-paced, the gameplay. Am I playing Lost Soul Aside? That's a maybe. I hope this game has interesting boss fights, especially after playing Remnant 2. I hope this has engaging boss fights and it's not like just bullet. That's one of my issues too with looter shooters. I think that's why I get so bored of them. A lot of them just have the same mission types and then the boss fights just be super spongy. I want a mentally engaging fight. I can't confirm or deny that. Okay. That tests all my different abilities. I'll take that as a yes, though. I know about the FBI shit. I'm gonna get to that later. In random news, that looked pretty decent, though, the trailer. In random news, Castle Crashers just got some new DLC. That's right, the Xbox 360 fan favorite just got an update. What the fuck? Exactly. The Painter Boss Paradise DLC for Castle Crashers finally has a release date, and it's August 6th. However, as things stand right now, the long time coming Castle Crashers content drop will only be available on a single platform. Developed by the US studio The Behemoth, Castle Crashers originally launched in August of 2008. Guys, I turned 18 in 2008. My birthday's in August. So depending on the day it released, I was 17 or 18 when this fucking game came out. Just to give you an idea, I'm 34. I'll be 35 next week. As an Xbox 360 exclusive, establishing not next week, next month, establishing itself as one of the highest rated Xbox. Yeah, we know the history. I used to love this game too. Anyways, let's get to it. The American developer is now committed to a concrete release date for the add-on, revealing that the DLC will materialize on August 6th. The news came via a new gameplay trailer, which also invites fans to start creating their very own templates that will be able to import into Painter Boss Paradise. While the introduction of a character creator and support for user-generated content is promoted as the DLC's main features, the functionality is built around Steam Workshop, meaning that the Painter Boss Paradise will be exclusive to the Steam version of Castle Crashers. So just know that it is only going to be on PC. The good news, that's kind of annoying if you already owned it on Xbox, but I mean, I doubt this game is more than $5 on PC if you don't have it, if you want to play it. And it'll be $3. So I mean, the DLC. So there you go. August 6th is coming. User-generated content. Is
You
this the trailer
must
for
be
it?
the artist they told me about. The one making a Castle Crashers character in Painter Boss Paradise. Well, let's get started. Step 1. From our toolkit, choose Browse Folder to show where the template is located. Once that folder pops up, just drag that template file right into your favorite art program. Just draw and draw and draw into those boxes.
Funny as I thought this DLC had been out, they announced this shit a long time ago.
Now you're on step 2. Just name them. Choose if they are a new or replacement character. And finally, set their magic type. Boom! All set up. All right, step 3. Let's test your character out. Looking very powerful. Looking very beautiful. This last step is your choice. If you'd like to publish to the Steam Workshop for everyone to download your character, you can. And that's it. I think it's so cool that we're finally working together to make the world a better place. Remember when I was hanging out in some strange evil lair?
There you have it. Create your own character and content within the game, and then you can release it to the public if you want. Wait, is there going to be moderation for this? Because you know the internet. You know the fucking internet. I don't know, man. Let me get through this real quick. Halo remake to be campaign only is claimed. The new rumor concerns a remake of the original Halo. First of all, they already remade it. A concept that's been discussed before, although Microsoft has yet to announce anything. This new rumor comes hot on the heels of Microsoft said to be trying their damnedest to replace Halo studio devs with AI. Say it ain't so. The news comes from content creator Rebs Gaming, who has leaked previous Halo stuff before. The creator made a video where it's mentioned that according to his sources, they had not heard anything about multiplayer being done for Combat Evolved Remake. That doesn't mean it's not going to be there. That means he hadn't heard anything. Additionally, he stated that his sources hadn't heard anything about Halo Infinite being ported to the PS5, which is a rumor that has surfaced before. If the rumored Halo CE remake won't feature multiplayer, it really won't be that surprising since the anniversary release of CT didn't have the multiplayer as well, and 343 instead opted to give players access to Halo Reach's multiplayer on some remade maps. If the remake don't got no multiplayer, I'm here to let you know we don't care. Niggas is trying to go to Blood Gulch and get it in, bro. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then somebody linked this. James Gunn's Superman had the biggest global opening weekend for any solo Superman movie, which is a mouthful. But to be fair, I mean, what was the last Superman movie? What was it, like 2013? What was it, Man of Steel? Release date. Yeah, it's been a while. It's been well over a decade. To be fair, the business has grown, and then before Man of Steel, it had been a while before we had got a Superman movie too. So like, it's been a while. So this doesn't surprise me. It's not like DC had been releasing like every year. This doesn't surprise me, and it's a good movie too. Been hearing good things. I've seen it is a good movie. All right. Yeah, the grifters are trying to tear it down, but fuck them. They're stupid.